to The Chat. Welcome to another edition of the Brooklyn Baby Podcast with me, your host, Charlene Sabb. Hopefully everyone had a great week. You know, I'm like so happy, like a kid in a candy store, because down here where I'm living in Raleigh, North Carolina, we have certain things called year-round schools, and I happen to work at a year-round school for the past year. It's not far from where I'm residing. In addition to it, like you get these wonderful breaks. Like after every 45 days of school, you get a 3-week break, and after Christmas break, you get a 5-week break because they tack on the Christmas holiday. And yeah, and then after the full school year is over, you get a 4-week break in June till the end of July. And that's when you start and reset the new calendar. Anyway, hopefully everyone had a great break. Yes, I'm sipping on some adult libations because I'm on vacation, shoot. And even if I wasn't, I can. Anyway, so today's episode is about loyalty. I can go on and on about loyalty. You can talk about loyalty as far as romantic relationships, friendships, situationships, family. I can go on and on because, listen, I'm a Brooklyn girl. And not only am I a Brooklyn girl, but the way I was raised by my family, my parents, if you don't rock with someone, don't fake it. But if you do, you're supposed to be 10 toes down, like really riding for them. You're supposed to be there for them. But baby, unfortunately these days, so many people get, as my dad said, they get the ass. When you say get the ass, that means like they get jealous and they get all their feelings if you have certain blessings and they start acting funny. So my point in saying all that is to say, watch how people move towards you. I could write a whole book about that. I'm just saying, like, people, you got to watch how they react to when you have good news, when God blesses you with certain blessings, when you make certain achievements. Shoot, some people get jealous, just so many things. Like you have a relationship or a situationship, a man in your life. I'm sure men too. People get upset if you have a certain woman in your life, a significant other in your life. Your looks, your body, your physicality, the way people receive you and love you, the lifestyle you have, the family you have. If you have a child and they don't have no children, if you have a grandchild, they don't have no grandchild. How good you look, how blessed you are. It's just crazy. I'm gonna be honest, like the 1 minute someone shows me who they are and they say something slick out their mouth or even making joking comments at my expense, I'm out. Peace. Life is too short to deal with people. That's a lack of loyalty. Like, there's someone in my life currently, well, not currently, the person was in my life, a couple of people rather, and like over some stupid shit, and they show me who they are, and they moved away from me, and I'm like, okay, don't ever come back this way because you already showed me who you are. I don't care what's going on with you. There's no excuse. I am out. Peace. And one particular friend in that group, just taking little cheap shots at me over the years. I shared it with people recently because I kept it all inside. Little shots, digs. And I was nothing but nice to this particular person, gracious, hospitable. But that person would always take little shots at me, always clocking what I'm doing, clocking me. And I'm like, wait a minute, this person don't really ride with me. You just trying to it felt like riding my coattail, wanted to, whatever reason, wanted to be around me, want me to host you, but yet you taking slick shots at me, and you don't clearly you don't fuck with me. That's how it comes off, So my point is, showing behaviors like that is also a lack of loyalty. Because if you really fool with me or you really fuck with me like that, trust and believe you wouldn't be coming at me like that. Because I've done nothing to you but being hospitable, gracious, hosting you, and a good, loyal friend to you. So you got to watch stuff like that, because oftentimes when something bigger or serious takes place, it's already too little too late. And you realize, oh my God, that person didn't really rock with me. When you go through the playlist, the checklist, all the things that they've done against you. And that's why you got to start clocking and taking mental notes and not being very observant of people from the get-go. And at this point in life, you breathe at me funny, I'm out. I'm not going to look for any explanations. I'm not going to make any justifications. And that's just what it is, because in looking back at life in retrospect, people who are, or I'm no longer rocking with, some people, especially when I was younger, they had too much of a past, too much time in my life, and it took like something more detrimental or serious for me to finally cut them off. But those days are over, like the dinosaur. So basically, you come at me funny, you say something slick, you don't compliment, you try to throw me under the bus. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. And that's the sad thing about life, is that sometimes, you were raised to be a certain way, you are a certain way towards people, and there's no reciprocity. They don't give you the same love, the same support, the same loyalty, the same 10 toes down that you would give for them. And that's unfortunate. But the beauty of life is that you do not have to put up with someone or any situation that is not for your betterment. That's it. That's it. No one should have to put up with that. No one. I don't care how long we've been friends. If it's a dating situation, I don't care how long we've been dating. If we've been kicking it, I don't care how long we've been kicking it. Loyalty is loyalty, and that's, to me, a non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable. Nope. I even had a situation when I was younger, in my 20s, in which, how do I put this? Someone I was in a deep relationship with, connected with an ex of his, who I had to take this person to court a couple of times, because this person was harassing me over him. Because this person was upset that I got back together with this person, and she got a hold of my phone number somehow and said she was going to kill me, yada, yada, yada. Another situation, she tried to literally put her hands on me when she saw me out with said person in the grocery store. And then, okay, after everything smoothed over, me and him are still together, and I got wind, because like my mother said, what you do in the dark always comes out into the light. She saw me and said person chilling, looking great, shopping together. We were back together, and this woman put her hands on me, and I was looking cute with my little mini skirt. I was about to try to kick her ass back. But luckily it didn't snowball, because it could have been someone could have really gotten hurt, killed, whatever. So my point is, after all that then word came to me that the girl, I guess, was trying to mess up our relationship, but still trying to get back with old boy. And she tried to visit him in his hometown, blah, 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 blah. And it got back to me that he was actually entertaining this person. And I'm like, wait a minute, you and I are together. I had to go to court not once but twice over this chick, over you, because you chose to be with me over her. And then you're hanging out with her. And that was the end of our relationship. I don't care what was going on. You hanging out with my ops. That's a lack of loyalty. That's a lack of character. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Yep. So my point is loyalty. It can be friendships, situationships, relationships, family. You just got to watch it. Another thing, I would also say this. Be careful of people who rock with people you don't rock with. again, I'm going to say this for the people in the back. Be careful being around people who rock with people who you don't rock with or who don't rock with you. And that's really telling too. It could be in a job situation, it could be a friend, it could be a coworker, it could even be a extended family member. I got a story about that too. That's a whole nother podcast. But like, there are people, if we really think back in our minds and our lives, there are situations in which there are people who you don't fool with and or who don't fool with you, but there's someone who's like the person in the middle who's neutral to both parties. You know, unless you are a peacemaker like a Barack Obama or someone, a peacemaker, which many of us don't have it, it's not really humanly possible. That person's gonna really be loyal to us, one side over the other. In most cases, in my 53 years on this earth, they're gonna pick one side over the other. And my point is, like, you can't be truly. I find it hard for people. Shoot, I'm gonna be honest. I can't be neutral between two warring parties. That's why I don't even want to be in situations like that, because I'm gonna always choose a side. And I realize there's some mitigating circumstances in which there could be two warring parties and you are really cool with both. That's really mitigating. That's really exceptional. But 9 times out of 10, it's been my experience that person in the middle is really loyal to one side over the other. And then you got to watch it, because then it leads to this whole thing about, I was talking about to someone about this recently. Someone was shading someone, and evidently the neutral party carried the bone to another party, and the party who this bone was carried to is telling me, wow, so-and-so is telling me that so-and-so is talking about me. So basically, you have person A, person B. Person C is the person in the middle, the neutral party. So person C is telling person A what person B said about them. Person A is telling me, dang, person C is telling me what person B is saying about me. So why does person B feel comfortable telling person C stuff about me? And then person A was questioning person C's loyalty. It makes sense. Because, like, if someone doesn't like you, but yet they talk to someone you're friendly with, and the person you're friendly with is telling you what that person is saying about you, why does that person who doesn't like you feel very comfortable talking about you to someone who, why would someone who doesn't like you feel comfortable talking about you to someone who's supposed to be cool with you? What is that person who's supposed to be cool with you saying? Why do they feel that it's okay and a safe space and a comfortable space to talk about you? And then they're so stupid, they're telling you what your enemy is saying about you. Red flag, red flag, red flag. That's not cool. Because, again, 9 times out of 10, if someone feels comfortable saying something about you, chances are the person they are saying the bad things about you to is pretty much fanning the flames, making it a safe space, making it comfortable for your ops to talk about you. So people got to peep that. Watch out for that. Watch out for that. Watch out for that. Because I know instantly if someone is... First of all, my mother always told me this to believe. You always got people who want to tell you the bad things someone says about you. And I know last year I did I did clock a coworker by saying, hey, nope, don't tell me what somebody said about me. I said, look, that's negative. If it's not death, as my mother would say, if it's not death or bodily harm, I don't need to know who's saying anything about me. And that's been my mindset. If it's not causing me death or bodily harm, or death or bodily harm to my family or nothing like that, I don't even want to know about it. Right? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So loyalty. And I know it becomes very disheartening and disappointing when, like my pastor in Brooklyn used to say, the thing about life is that people don't always treat you the way you treat them. They don't. You could be so loyal to someone, but they're not going to reciprocate that same loyalty to you. And you know what? That's a life lesson. It's a learning lesson. Life is a journey. But peep it out, observe it, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be stupid, don't be foolish. And if someone shows disloyalty to you, well, that's all you need to adjust, move, and act accordingly. And get that person out of your life ASAP. 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 And I'm not talking about silly stuff like, because we can go down this whole rabbit hole about, oh, do you mean XYZ? I'm not saying like, I mean, we all have situations where you have a friend or friends who get in their feelings because you don't call them right back, or you might be slow to call or text back. That's silly. We all are grown-ass people. No one got time for that. Because sometimes life is life, and sometimes people need their space. I'm the queen. I'll call you back when I call you back. It don't mean I dislike you or we had a falling out. That's just how I roll. Because, listen, if it's not God or my immediate family, I get back to you when I get back to you. That's just the bottom line. Yeah, that's the bottom line. So, but yeah, people should not get upset about, that's trivial, that's petty. But I'm talking about like serious matters of loyalty. Just because not returning a phone call or text has nothing to do with loyalty or disloyalty. That's just, sometimes people are busy. Sometimes people need to be in their own space. Sometimes people need to sort out things going on in their own personal. So don't take it personally. But like a situation where you're siding with someone's ops, or you're talking about someone, or you're doing things to tear them down as a person. You're saying mean and hurtful things to the person or about the person. That's not loyalty at all. And that's what I'm talking about. We live and learn. And unfortunately, in workplaces, things don't seem to be the way I used to hear how working at an environment was when my parents were coming up. But I'm not saying it was never always cookie cutter, because they shared with me over the years issues they dealt with. But it seems like as a society, as a world, we moved away from where people in jobs, for the most part, looked out for each other. For the most part, could break bread with each other. I'm not saying that everything was perfect back in the 60s and 70s when they were coming up. But what I'm saying, it just seems like there was more of a family environment in the workplace. It seemed like the world as a whole, it seems like they looked out for each other. Because right now it's like everything is crab in a barrel. I mean, I work private sector, I work in the school system, and it's like crab in a barrel. Now I'm thinking like in a workplace at a school, you have nothing to gain by being a crab in a barrel. It's pretty much the amount of degrees you have that determine your pay, the amount of years you've been in service, but like undermining, undercutting, tearing down, being a crab in a barrel, snitching on another coworker. In a school system, it don't get you anywhere. So you must really be a low down person to be a crab in a barrel, a snitch, a policer, someone reporting to the boss over someone in the school system. You don't get nothing out of it other than being an asshole. That's the only thing you get out of it. Being an asshole, being a snitch, being a shady ass person. But in the private sector, you get all those things too. But at least you're getting something out of it. Not saying it's right, but in the school system, you're not getting anything out of it. You're still being that type of person. And even in private sector, I still couldn't get down with people who did that. But at least mentally, I can say, okay, they did this because they were trying to get. I'm not saying it's right, but I could understand it more. But I'm not saying it's right. Don't get it twisted. But if you're working a job like where I work in the school system currently, you get nothing out of it but being a shady person that everybody knows about, everybody talking about it. Everyone's afraid to talk about it. But I'll tell you who you are. Oh my goodness. Loyalty. Yeah, loyalty. Jobs, it felt like people looked out for each other. People, if something was coming down the pike, you give the person a heads up. Hey, just be CYA, cover your ass, but nowadays people don't even try to help people to CYA and cover themselves. You just letting people just go down because you're not happy with your life. So you don't care who goes down. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. No loyalty. Even with dating, I hear stories about people, you like what somebody else has and you're trying to get what they have, whether someone else's boyfriend, girlfriend. Damn, that shit will get you killed. That's crazy. You got to really be careful who you let into your circle. You got to be careful who you let into your life, because not everyone has a good agenda. And I have to say, even in the workplace or just in life in general, just because I'm black, you black, that don't mean that you're going to look out for me. And it could be with people who are of different ethnicities and races as well. And I have this saying, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, because sometimes you'll be your own kind of person, your own race, whatever race you are. People trying to set you up. It could be outside your race, in your race. So everybody just be safe, because the world is really crazy. It's really crazy. I don't know what's going on in the atmosphere, but people are acting really, really cray-cray. So just be careful, be safe, and try to be positive, and, be vigilant. Be vigilant with your heart. Be vigilant with your friendship circles. Be vigilant with your life overall. Be vigilant in your jobs. Be vigilant wherever you go to school. Be vigilant wherever you are. And not everyone deserves your company. Not everyone deserves your presence. Not everyone deserves your friendship. And a lot of people, they don't like you. They resent you. But they want to be all up in your presence, maybe even all up in your house, all up in your apartment, because they love your greatness. They love what you attract, what you represent, who you know, your je ne sais quoi. You got good juju, you got good energy, whatever. And they want to be up under you, but secretly they can't stand your ass. So that's really unfortunate. So you got to be able to decipher, discern, and have that third eye to weed out the fakeness, the phoniness, and the disloyalty. Yeah. Anyway, that's all for now. Well, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay positive, stay blessed, and stay safe. Bye.